Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring, giving President Biden a chance to replace him. Breyer is considered one of the liberal members of the court, and even before he was elected, Biden pledged to nominate the first black woman to the nation's highest court. And it turns out that a top New York Democrat will be at the center of the confirmation process. There's a lot to talk about, and we've got team coverage. To start us off, Kevin Frey in our Washington, D.C. bureau joins me with a look at the next steps and the role that New York senators will play. Good evening, Kevin.
Yeah, good evening, Errol. Senator Chuck Schumer, who of course is the top Democrat in the Senate, is promising a quick confirmation process. Of course, he has to navigate a 50-50 Senate.
All eyes now on the U.S. Senate, following news that Justice Stephen Breyer plans to retire. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer making this promise on the confirmation of Breyer's replacement.
Okay, in the Senate, we want to be deliberate. We want to move quickly. We want to get this done as soon as possible.
Todd Belt with the George Washington University outlined Schumer's likely role in the coming weeks this way.
I think the majority leader will be working behind the scenes just to grease the skids to make things move faster.
The news about Breyer's future was warmly embraced by freshman Congressman Mondaire Jones of New York, who made headlines last April when he said this.
Justice Breyer, for whom I have great respect, should retire at the end of this term.
The calls from progressives for Breyer to retire were largely the result of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death in September of 2020. Her passing gave Republicans a chance to rush through a conservative replacement before President Donald Trump left the White House, likely cementing the court's conservative majority for years to come. Reacting to Wednesday's news, Jones praised Breyer for giving President Joe Biden a chance to pick a replacement.
This is a victory for American democracy as the far right threatens to further undermine the fundamental right to vote.
As a presidential candidate 2 years ago, Biden pledged to pick a black woman for the high court. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who like Schumer will get to vote on Biden's eventual nominee, tweeted that she hopes they will get to confirm a justice who reflects the people and values of our country and who will defend our reproductive rights, voting rights, and civil rights.
So Gillibrand underlining what's really on the line here. Of course, though, at the end of the day, if Breyer is replaced, as is expected by also a liberal-leaning justice, the makeup of the court is not going to change. It's still going to be 6-3 favor the conservatives. As a result, Mondaire Jones, when I spoke to him today, suggested he's going to continue his calls to expand the court, albeit that's a bit of a long-shot push here on Capitol Hill, Errol.
So now when it comes to timing, Kevin, this isn't going to happen tomorrow. When Justice Breyer says he's going to stay through the end of the term, where does that put us as far as the calendar year?
Right, so expect him to finish out the term is what we're being told at this point, or at least what all indications are. And that would mean that a new justice could get onto the bench sometime over the summer in time for the fall term. In terms of the actual confirmation process, well, that we still have to actually get a nominee. That could take several weeks. And then Schumer could try to push this through in about a month to a month and a half. That would be perhaps on the faster scale if they're able to use that sort of process similar to what we saw with Amy Coney Barrett to try to get that nominee lined up, ready to go whenever Breyer officially steps down sometime likely at the end of the term.